That's live.
Dear family and friends, a very good morning to you. Can I humbly ask that you rise? We will start with a prayer. Kindly join me if you do know the prayer. We're going to start with Om Namah Shivaya, 3 counts, and then the Om Bhurbhuva Swaha, the Maha Mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Kindly forgive my voice. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonam Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonam Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonam Prachodaya. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Dear family and friends, I humbly ask that you take your seat. Dear family and friends, today is a very sad day for the Ramsugit family as we gather to bid farewell, or should I say, celebrate the life of my dear uncle, Harichand Ramsugit, known as Harry. Harichand was a real and truly devoted and loving dad of Hiten, Maheshni, Himat, loving father-in-law of Liz and Damien, a devoted and loving granddad of Yashira, Hashil, Kishal, Desna, Shail, and Mishika. A devoted and caring and wonderful brother to Anandi, Samintra, Devchan, Bidhi, as known as D, Ronita, Ram, and Dayanan, and the late Kali Prasad Craig Ramsugit, and the extended family. Many of us have traveled up. Sadly, instead of spending time and enjoying with my uncle, to actually come and be here as we bid farewell to him. So a really sad day. Bear with us. It's very emotional. But we are going to celebrate his life because that is what he'd want us to do. Dear family and friends, just a few ground rules. There is limited space within the chapel. I humbly request there are seats available down the aisle. If there are those standing at the back would like to take a seat, there are a few seats available. I also humbly request that all cell phones be put on silent for the duration of our service. We are going to now allow viewing and meeting of the family. A humble request, if row by row, starting at the back, if you walk out the door on my left-hand side, down the aisle, we will open the door. You can come in, offer your prayers and the petals, meet the family, and take your seats. We will appeal to you that this be done to a certain degree silently. We observe our prayer and what we would like for our family. Thank you very much, and we are now open for viewing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, we got. But only recently we lost contact. And 2 years, you know, like just we came.
Yes, yes,
They
yes.
came for something.
I remember they did say so, yes. You should have gotten you a small ladder here, no? I think you came to the hospital. Just walk up the aisle, I think. Just walk up the aisle. Yeah. I'll walk back up. Yeah. Back in the day. Oh, wow. Can you believe it? Yeah. Who would have thought that? Oh yeah, hasn't he told me? Everybody's still now. My family's here, but I just want to read a poem.
Dear family and friends, if there is anyone who has not viewed the faces yet, kindly come to the front.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we can still make it in time. Taking it out from there.
Thank you, dear family and friends. Thank you for the kind words expressed to our family. And just listening to everyone, the shock and the absolute disbelief that Harry has passed on. And what I heard everybody saying, not Harry, it can't be. Not someone who was so fit and well. But that is life. Life and death, the cycle of life. We can be busy, we can do what we want to do, we can continue, but God has a plan. God has a plan for each one of us. And his plan for Harry was what we see in front of us. But he lived a beautiful life, had lots of loved ones around him, and I know he is smiling down on us, and if anything I do know, he has no regrets about his life. He had a few last requests, and knowing my uncle and how dignified and how conscientious and how smart and meticulous he was with everything. And I know one of the things, or rather a few of the things that he said was, can I have a shave? I need to shower. Take me home, because I need to have a bath. My aunts were saying to me, they stayed at his flat, and they said how meticulous everything was, from his cupboards to his drawers. And I think those of you who worked with him know that as well. His paperwork, his handwriting, his work ethics. And I think there's two things that stand out in my mind about him, is honesty and integrity. And I know the last thing he said, don't ever put me on a life support machine. And I think that was his plan, that was his wish. And knowing the kind of human being that he was, God granted that wish. So to my cousins, Hiten, Maheshni and Himat, we mourn Dad, we mourn that loss. It's a pain that can never, ever heal. You move on in life, but there is that pain that you have, that you carry in your heart forever. But at the end, it's actually not a pain. It is those precious, treasured memories that you keep safely tucked in your heart. And when the days are dark and when you are sad, think of Dad and think of all the beautiful things and the times that you shared, and it will actually make you smile. I'm talking from experience because my late dad was the eldest brother, and looking at my uncle in the coffin, it's like I'm looking at my dad all over again. Dear family and friends, we do have a few speakers. Actually, we had a number of speakers, but we've actually reduced it. And there were lots of messages from family and friends and the community where my uncle grew up in Park Rainey, and when he lived in Durban, his work colleagues, too numerous to mention. But I'm sure that when you listen to the speakers, messages of support and love from many, many family and friends and extended family will come through. Our first speaker is the grandchild, his eldest grandson, Harichand Ramsugit. Dear family and friends, a humble appeal. While we have speakers, can we, for that moment, observe silence? And for that moment, we will not allow any viewing. Once the speaker is done, I will thereafter invite you to view the face. Harichand.
Good morning, everyone. I stand here today on behalf of all the grandchildren. Yashi, myself, Kishal, Desna, Shaili, and Mishika, to honor and celebrate the life of a man who meant so much to each of us, our Aja. To the world, he may have been 1,000 things: a husband, a father, a friend, and most importantly, a gentleman. But to us, he was simply Aja, our source of endless wisdom, warmth, and humor when he felt like it. Each of us carries a collection of memories with Aja, memories that we get to cherish and eventually pass on to those after us. They say that a person can die twice, once in life and twice in memory. And lucky for us, Aja left us with plenty to reminisce and to think about. So we've only lost him here, but not here or here. Aja has taught us to work hard, love our family deeply, be passionate, and most importantly, to be meticulous and methodical in everything you do. While our hearts are heavy with loss, they are also full with gratitude. We're grateful for the years we had with him, the lessons he left behind, and the love he gave so freely. Aja, thank you for being a pillar in our family, the calm in many of our storms, and the light we will carry forward in our lives. We love you and we'll miss you. Rest peacefully.
Family and friends, just bear with us for a few moments while we have our musicians set up. But while they are busy, I will continue with our speakers. I want to invite Uncle Harry's nephew, my brother, Harichand Ramsugit, to say a few words.
Morning to everyone. Thank you for being here to honor the life of somebody truly special, Harry Kaka, as he was affectionately known to all of us. Harry Kaka was one of those people who left an impression wherever he went. He was a good man, actually an amazing man, kind, generous, and deeply loved by all of us in the family. No matter how big or small the gathering, he always had a warm smile and a kind word for everyone. He made each of us feel special, seen, and appreciated. What always stood out for me was how impeccably dressed and how neat he always was, and forever ragging us when we didn't shave. Whether it was a family function or a quick visit, Harry Kaka always showed up with elegance, dignity, and never a hair out of place. And for those who knew him well, you'll know exactly what I mean to say when I say this. His car was always spotless. I honestly don't think a single speck of dust dared land on it. That was just who he was, clean, organized, and proud in the quietest, most sincere way. Last night, surrounded by family, sharing stories, some laughter and tears, I couldn't help but feel that Harry Kaka would have been happy. It just felt right. The effort each of us made to be here to celebrate his life speaks volumes about the man he was and the love he inspired in all of us. So even though many of us have said and probably will say similar things about him, I felt I had to say mine too, because he deserves to be remembered again and again for the gentle, steadfast presence he was in our lives. So I'd like to believe that he's now reunited with my dad and his mum, smiling down on us in a better place. Rest well, Harry Kaka, you will be missed dearly, but your legacy lives on through your children and your grandchildren. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Roshan. You truly captured the essence of Uncle Harry. I now lovingly hand you over to our bhajan group to render a bhajan. Thank you very much. Dear family and friends, and to my dear aunts and uncles and the family, I have a message that I will read from the Ramsurup family. Dear family and friends, it is with profound sorrow that we, the Ramsurup family, Basil, Jackie, Sammy, and all our extended families, offer our deepest condolences on the untimely passing of our beloved cousin, Harichand Harry Ramsugit. His departure is a great loss to all who knew and loved him. And we pray that the families, the children, and the grandchildren find strength, peace, and solace in this time of mourning. According to our Sanatan Dharma, the soul, Atman, is eternal, untouched by birth or death. Though Harry has left his physical form, his true self continues its journey beyond this world, guided by the laws of karma and the grace of the divine. As Lord Krishna teaches us in the Bhagavad Gita, just as the embodied soul passes through childhood, youth, and old age in this body, so it passes into another body at death. The wise are not deluded by this. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 13. May the soul of our cousin Harry find peace and may it progress towards ultimate liberation, moksha, free from the cycles of birth and rebirth. May his memory be a blessing, his life an inspiration, and his spirit forever embraced by the divine. Please know that our thoughts and prayers are with all of you during this time of sorrow. May you find strength and comfort in each other. Our heartfelt condolences go out to our cousins, his siblings, and their families, and to his children, Hiten, Maheshni, Himmat, and their families. And it's sent by the Ramsurup family. Dear family and friends, I now lovingly call the eldest son of Harry, Hiten Ramsugit.
Good afternoon. You know, Dad would have been so proud and humbled by the turnout. He would have been humbled that you guys made the effort. And he would have said, you guys shouldn't have. And proud that you guys actually did, to see that he made such an impact on so many different lives. I'd like to tell you guys that he was good with it. We had this conversation a few times in the days leading up to his passing. He said, I don't want a drawn-out procedure. I want it to be clinical. You know, my bag's already packed. Yeah, I've made peace with it, and he told the doctor, listen, you know what? I think it's time for me to go home. I want to say thank you to the Puas. Wow, you guys made such an effort. He was actually such on a good footing on that day, after seeing you guys. He sat up for the first time. He wanted us to shave him. I've still got the bag packed at home. He made me carry a dark colored towel. He made me carry the shaver and the nose trimmer every single day because he wanted to shave. And his instruction that day was, don't bring the puas to the hospital. Take them home, because Himat is going to load me in his car and I'm going to meet them at home. That was that afternoon. And Pua and Sumipua, you guys are legends. Absolute troopers. To Mummy and Babs, I take my hat off to you guys for instilling in us that your father's needs comes first, always. To Yashi, Himat, Harsh, and my wife Lizzie, and Shaili. Thank you guys for pulling through the shifts in that last week. We made sure that Dad was never alone at any given time. Himat, well done. You did your best. He made me and Harsh brush his teeth before the Puas saw him, and instructed me on how to brush his dentures. To which I replied, I said, Dad, in my limited 29 years of being on this planet, I know my way around a toothbrush. He told me, but you do know dentures, you must brush both sides. I said, okay, and then he said, good one, you think you're 29. So I knew his mind was still really on point, you know. He spent the afternoon with them, and that was the last that we had seen him. Looking back at it, he wanted to go home. He wanted to go home. Yeah. And he wanted to put his own clothes on. You know, Dad was a trooper till the end. He never gave up. I don't want to bore you guys with a lot of details. I just want to read a poem that I think sums up my dad. Oh yes, and to all his friends that are here. Dad wasn't much of a talker. If he would say something, it would be to the point, and that's it. So thank you guys for making the trip and coming down. The poem is called The True Gentleman, and how fitting. The true gentleman is the man whose conduct proceeds from goodwill and an acute sense of propriety, and whose self-control is equal to all emergencies, who does not make the poor man conscious of his poverty, the obscure man of his obscurity, or any man of his inferiority or deformity, who is himself humbled if necessary, compels him to be humble to another, who does not flatter wealth, cringe before power, or boast of his own possessions or achievements, who speaks with frankness, but always with sincerity and sympathy, whose deed follows his word, who thinks of the rights and the feelings of others rather than his own, and who appears well in any company, a man with whom honor is sacred and virtue safe. I think that sums up the way my dad lived his life. As Hashil said, he was clinical and methodical, and he wanted to exit on his own terms. And I think he did that. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Hiten. I did hear you saying Dad asked for a dark-colored towel, to bring to the hospital.
He didn't want the hair to show.
Exactly. So
The hair mustn't show.
And I know for a fact that if Dad was here, he'd tell you, Hiten, watch that white towel. Do not get it dirtied.
Yes.
I lovingly hand you back to our service group. Thank you. That was beautiful and very soothing for the soul. Dear family and friends, I now lovingly invite my eldest aunt, Anne, to speak on behalf of the siblings.
Speak from here. Okay. Good afternoon and namaste, family and friends. Today, I have the privilege of speaking on behalf of our Ramsugit family, and what I'd like to do is take you down memory lane for a few minutes. Harichand was born on a very rainy Monday afternoon, 20-5, 12th of January, 1953. He did not come with a silver spoon in his hand, the proverbial silver spoon in his hand, but he was accepted by all of us. My dad, Mr. Ramsugit, was a waiter, then a wine steward, and thereafter a barman. My mom, a housewife, an illiterate housewife. And Harichand was the sixth of 9 children. So we led a very simple life, a very humble life, but a very happy life. And from there, Harichand grew up with all of us, very much my junior. And he was a good child, but very lazy in his early days, okay? And with a very big appetite. Okay. And then from now, as growing up, I am going to fast forward to the teenage years. As a teenager, as I said, he was lazy and he did not like school. He was not an academic, not cut out. So it was in standard 9 in those days, which is our grade 11 today, he dropped out of school. But he had his master's in the OCD. Okay. Thereafter, he got a job with Gqeberha Motors, which obviously is in Gqeberha, and he worked there a few years. And at the tender age of 22, he got married. Followed by 3 children who we've been listening to about all the time. Hiten, my nephew, Hiten, Maheshni, and Himat. And looking for greener pastures, he found a better job at Alagoa Toyota, as I remember, and he moved to PE. He spent his years, the children were still in school, he spent his years in PE, and he was faced with a lot of challenges in his life. Challenges that made him leave PE and go back to KZN. He then moved to a garage that was Toyota in Hillcrest. He worked at Toyota in Hillcrest, and everywhere that he worked, he achieved. And finally, he moved to Toyota Durban South. In his working career, he was named the top car salesman of the year over and over again. His awards took him to the few places that I remember was Dubai. He went to West Africa, a trip, a sea cruise, and many others. And as time went, it was time for retirement. He retired, and one day he said to me, he says, you know, Anne, now that I'm retired, I want to go back to PE. I want to spend some time with my children and my grandchildren. Well, I said, well, that's the best thing to do. So he sold what he had there, everything that he had earned himself. He had no kickstart in his life. So all that he had was his hard work. Coming back to PE, he's built up here in PE, and he, of course, spent time with his children and his grandchildren. And he retired, but he wasn't retired. He found a little job, a little workshop, where he worked something to repair windscreens or whatever that was. And it was 2 months ago that we lost my brother-in-law. And he phoned me that day and he said, Anne, I'm flying to Durban tonight. So I said, but where are you staying? So I said, you know, you can come and stay with me. He said, yes, that's what I phoned to ask you for. So he spent 4 days with me, and we had long chats. And one of the things he said to me, he says, you know, Anne, I like PE, I like to be near my children and my grandchildren, but I can't handle the PE cold. So he said, you know, if I come back to Durban, it would be because of the cold and no other reason. And he also said to me, he said, you know, when I went back to PE, I wanted to prove something to myself. And now that I have proved myself, for myself, I am ready to go back to Durban. So, of course, that didn't happen. And the night before he had his surgery, which I think most of you would know that he had a surgery, something to do with his hernia, remove his hernia. The night before that, he called me and he said, look, Anne, tomorrow morning I'm going for the surgery, and it's a very simple procedure. It's just a day clinic I'll be in, and I'll be fine. He says, I've made myself a big pot of stew. I have bought all the nutrients that I will be needing, so I don't need to worry anyone. And he did that. And then it was a few days on, it was a Friday morning, and my 2 children were coming from Joburg the following day. So I went out and, you know, shopped and what have you. I was a really, really busy morning. At 12:30 that morning, when I sat down, I picked up my phone, and the message were just rolling as to how ill he was. So I quickly picked up the phone and I phoned my son. And I said, Akash, you know, Harry Mama is very ill, and this is the story. And what he said to me, he says, you want to go to PE? Can I book you a flight? I said to him, I said, look, let's take it day by day. I think it'll be better for me to go to PE when he comes back home from hospital. So he said, Mom, as you say. And every other day we were getting messages. Maheshni was saying that he was very ill. Himat was saying he's fine. Hiten also said he's very ill on a couple occasions. So we were confused. We thought somebody was being dramatic. And I think all of us were confused. We were phoning each other and checking who's got what message and so forth. Then it was, I think it was the Wednesday. Maheshni had phoned another niece of mine and mentioned that Dad was very ill. And, you know, we thought that, well, now he's quite bad. Hiten's mom, Maya, had phoned my brother and told him that he's very ill and y'all should come and see him. So I phoned my son, and he said, Mom, when's the earliest can you go? So I said, tomorrow. So he said, okay, phone my sister and see that we both of us can come up, and he'll book the flights for us. And I phoned my sister. I said, she was in Park Rani and I'm in Durban. I said, can you come to Durban? Can you find some means to come to Durban? She said, book the flight. I will make plans. So I called my son back, and he booked the flight, and he told me, Mom, your flight is booked. Make sure you're here, and my youngest daughter will bring me to the airport. From the airport, of course, we landed in PE, and he then picked us up, and he said to me, he says, Anpua, just to let you know, the next 24 hours is very critical. So I said, okay, I understood. From the airport, we went straight to the hospital. We saw him, and of course, it was not in a condition that I wanted to see him in. And when I tried to speak to him, he was very, very tired. Every word that he spoke made him even more tired, and his speech became slurred. Then he hesitated and said another few words, and it went on for a while. So we spent some time, and he said to me, he said, you know, these children of mine, I've been telling them from the morning that, you know, Anpua is coming, and I don't want her to see me in this condition. And please take me home. I want to have my bath and change and dress before they come. And he said, and he was agitated. He said, they're just not listening to me. I said, listen, it's not in their hands. Right now, you're unwell. And as soon as the doctor gives them the thumbs up, you're obviously going to be taken home. So in another few minutes, he said to me, he says, the one thing I don't want is long, drawn ceremonies. So I said, don't talk about ceremonies because you're going home. You're not going anywhere yet. You're going home after hospital. So he said to me, he says, and the other thing, I don't want to be put on a life support. I said, okay, but right now, everybody's praying for you. You just get strong and be positive, and we take you home. And he said to me, you must excuse me for a few minutes. I'd like to go to the shower. I want to have my shower and change. So I left his side. And we waited, and the nurse came out sometime later, and she told us, look, you can go back. When I got back to him, he was drowsy, he was falling asleep. I said, well, the best thing to do is let him rest. So I walked out again, and he then said to me, he says, you know, we might as well go home, he can have a rest, and Himat and others were going to come to the hospital. We got home, we had supper, and we virtually had a quick shower and change, and we got the message that he was gone. And we got out of our pajamas, dressed back, and went back to the hospital. And then, of course, thereafter. And that was the end that we saw of him. And now I want to say something to my brother. Fare thee well, my dear brother. The heaven's doors have been opened for you. The red carpet has been laid out. Please tread gently into the arms of everlasting peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Anpo, for the kind sentiments. Dear family and friends, we are pressed for time, so I'm going to move as quickly as I can. I'm going to lovingly invite my cousin Himat to say a few words. Thereafter, after Himat's speech, we will have a bhajan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for attending. Me and my lapais that I just put on is in memory of Dad, because he kept on asking at the hospital for me to put lapais on for him. It's been a tough journey the last couple of days, but I'm going to try to remember him in the best way possible. From a early age, Dad always taught us to do the right thing, the best thing, and the most honest and integrity hold at most at your fort always. Couple of small memories that picks up in my mind is when I used to want Dad to buy me cricket kit. I used to play cricket and ride my bicycle. He would always disagree with me of buying me new equipment. He'd say, you use the equipment that you got and you look after the stuff. Because he used to always say that I don't look after my stuff. So I'm abusive with the bicycle and the bicycle tires and those type of stuff. And that's the reason why the stuff breaks and doesn't last me. Little did I know at the time, I thought he was being odd or funny. We obviously as kids don't understand. But you do understand with life that your parents teach you these things for lessons later. He wouldn't want me to go with him in the tent fishing when I was about 5, 6, 7 years old, because he'd always say that I don't know how to put the bait onto the hook properly, and I waste the bait. So, and then when I catch a fish, I hurt the fish because I don't know how to take the hook out of the fish's mouth. So he used to be extremely crafty from the time he starts something till the time he ends it. If I hurt the fish, then I'm in trouble. So then they'll tell me to sit down, or Imoitian would say, okay, we're going to put the bait on, and we're going to take the fish off if you catch a fish. Mom used to always kind of, let's say, argue and fight battles for me, with them not leaving me behind. I'm going to say fast forward to current, we'll call it 35, 40 years later. I'm still riding my bicycle. I still try to look after my bicycle as impeccably as possible. A lot of times when my cycling friends often see my bicycle, they always ask me, how do you keep your bicycle so clean? and it's never got a speck of dust on it or anything. And I just, with time, you realize that this is what was instilled with you from the time you were born or from the time you grew up. So those are the smallest stuff that Dad taught us. With Dad, I often tell my staff at work as well, but his lesson was, you do something right or you don't do it at all. That was one of your two choices that you had. So that's the biggest thing that I'll carry through my life is to do something right or not do it at all. If you hit shortcuts, Dad would be very upset and make you redo it. So whatever you did for him or whatever you did around the house, and then you got a warning, and the next time around he just did it himself. So he wouldn't allow you to even touch it or do it, because he'll just be of the opinion you don't want to do something right. So that's what we were taught, and the values that Dad always mostly instilled with us. Going through our teens, Dad used to work at Toyota, as you all know. So at school, obviously you're naughty and you lose your pens and those type of things. So Dad would always come home with his pens in his pocket on the top here. And I would often ask him, like, I lost my pen, or my pen is dry, or something or the other. Can I please get your pen, or can I please loan your pen? And he'll say, no, that's not correct, because this is property of Toyotas. So Dad wouldn't even offer up his pen for us to use at home, nor give us a pen from Toyota that belonged to the company, because he'd say that's cheating and it's theft. So thank you, Dad, for those lessons. A few thank yous that I want to say. It would be firstly to Commissioner Niten for being my siblings. Being Dad's other two kids. Dad always made time individually for all of us, and we all had a special place in his heart differently. I think with nearly everybody that's sitting here, he's played a special part in your life, currently or previous. And the way he touched your life and he left your life would always make you feel warm, whether it's a few kind words of wisdom, whether he's teaching you how to do something, whether he's guiding you, sometimes scolding you with doing stuff. But to him, yet again, just do whatever you're doing properly, first time. To Dad's family, thank you all for attending, coming so far, being here today, traveling on such short notice, being there as a guide and a support system for Dad throughout his life. I think he has spoken extremely highly of all of you, always. That was just Dad and his family. We knew that, and he'd always say the best possible things about every single person in the family. He'd leave no stone unturned, whether whoever's coming this way or he's going that way, or to him making contact with people, checking up if you're fine, phoning people on their birthdays, trying to guide you, or trying to, sometimes you'd need car help and you in KZN, you need help at Toyota, he would always be there and take your call. Dad's knowledge and wisdom surprised me till the end. He would often help us at work with sourcing us car parts, and often phoning Toyota, to the point that I was actually, I think, telling my poors the other day that Dad would phone Toyota and tell the salesman what's the part number, where they can find the part, which part is actually compatible with it. And a few times the salesman would not know that themselves, so much to the level that in the past, I think, call it 3 or 4 years at least, the salesman gave up on dealing with Dad. They realized that their knowledge doesn't span to Dad's knowledge on part numbers and stuff like that. So they just gave him over to the manager, and he'd phone and he'd order the part and get it, and like, okay, you guys can just go and fetch the part. So Dad's knowledge was always just 100% spot on. You knew if he told you something, that's the way that it was. To our extended family and everybody that sent us messages, phone calls, of all different sorts and types, thank you all. To Mom and Bapu, thank you for hosting everyone and for your assistance, guidance through this difficult time. Thank you, Bapu, for rushing to the hospital the other night when I phoned you, and Kevin. We all appreciate you. To Dad's grandkids, all 6 of you. I think you were the most important part of his life. I'd often ask him, how come your grandkids get spoiled and you tell us to leave your grandkids if they're being naughty or they're being mischievous, whereas we were corrected while we were growing up? And he says, no, these are my grandkids. You can't touch them. You can't do anything to my grandkids. Whether it being eating sweets or buying them luxuries, whatever it is, things that we were corrected about in our life growing up, Dad would not correct that with his grandkids. So he held his 6 grandkids in such big honor and awe always, that it surprised us too. It often surprised me. I'd joke with him about it. Thank you to Destiny for being there in the last 2 hard weeks of unwavering support in this time. We've obviously had a very difficult 2 weeks with Dad's operation and the last week, and you were there every single step of the way. The other day when we left the hospital on Thursday night, and Dad thought at that point in time he was going to a hotel, because he, as Antoine said, he was wanting to get out of the hospital on Thursday. He mentioned that when he woke up from sleep just before we left, are they now taking him to a hotel? So I told him, yes, Dad, they're getting you to a hotel. So just to get his mind away from going home, because his biggest thing was we need to get him home. I said, yes, Dad, you're going to a hotel. And when the nurse came in to say a few minutes later that he's not going to ICU immediately, so he was sort of thinking yet again that, you know, the ICU doesn't, the hotel doesn't want to take him and they messing him around, and, you know, that type of thing was just going through his mind. And as we said bye to Dad, he looked up and he, in his, I'd call it a little bit of a blurred vision, he called and he asked, where's Desney? And he said she must take his hand, and myself and her took his hand. And he fell off to sleep a few moments later, and I told him we'll see him tomorrow, but obviously we might see him in the afternoon, but he must have a good night and stuff. And he was looking, I'd say the best that he was looking the entire Thursday when we left. So I was so confident when we left that Dad is just going to be fine. He's going to be the best that he can be tomorrow. Not realizing an hour later that I'd received the call to say that I need to rush to the hospital. To each and every one of you that came to the hospital to visit Dad, thank you too. to all our staff at work that's here and come around and set your time aside and been understanding for the last couple of days at work. Things have been rough. Thank you all. I appreciate you. To Damien and Adrian, thank you both too for your support and guidance and time offered up and just being there. I appreciate every single one of you for making time for Dad in your life. He always would, whoever he came across, he'd have the best thing to say about each and every person. I think we've missed him immensely in the past couple of days at work, because every single windscreen or car that comes in that needs a windscreen, we don't have Dad's number just to push that, Dad, I'm sending you a car, you know, when you sort out the windscreen. And he'll always send me a message back or send Yashi a message back to say, yes, send it, no problem. Unless it was late in the afternoon, then he'll say, okay, we'll do it tomorrow morning. My guys need to leave. Thank you to Uncle Tommy and Bootman, who has worked with Dad since he's returned to PE. Thank you both for being there for him. I know there's a new guy, I don't know his name, but thank you to him too. Dad, may your soul rest in peace. And we'll forever try to make you proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Himat. Really beautiful, spoken from the heart. Dear family and friends, as I did say, we are a bit pressed for time. I'm going to appeal to all those who have not viewed the face through the back door. Kindly come to the front. While you are viewing, we will continue with the bhajans. Thereafter, we have the last speaker, and we will hand over to Panditji to do the concluding prayer. Thank you for the beautiful bhajan. I would now like to read a message. It is from Uncle Harry's partner Shamla, her son Sanjay, daughter Charlene, son-in-law Ashley, and granddaughter Isabella. It's a message to Uncle Harry. We are truly saddened by your passing. We love you, and we are grateful for your presence in our lives. We will hold you close in our hearts forever. Go well. With those words, I now lovingly invite our last speaker, my cousin Akash Pramdo.
The thing about death is that it gives you a different perspective on life. I must admit that when Harichand Ramsugit was alive, I took him for granted. He was my uncle. He was a constant through the good times and through the bad times. But since his passing, I've reflected on the person that he was. And I've come to the realization that, in fact, he had the type of personality that I really admire. And there are things about him that I would like to emulate. Firstly, he was a humble man. He wasn't driven by wealth. He wasn't driven by fame. And the way that he introduced himself said it all. So the name Harichand refers to the Hindu deity Vishnu. But my uncle saw himself as a simple man. He was Harry. The second thing about my uncle is that he had a good sense of self. He knew who he was. For him, what was right and what was wrong was very clear. There was no gray area. And he didn't tolerate nonsense. The second thing about my uncle was that right until the end, he maintained his independence. He didn't want to be a burden on anybody. And with him, there was no drama. He didn't create it, and he did his best to avoid it. The third thing about Harry Mama is that he always sought to build and never to break. Hiten, Maheshni, and Himat, your father loved you. And every single time that I spoke to him, there was not a single conversation where we chatted where he didn't mention his children. And every time he mentioned his children, there was a glitter that came into his eyes. He was so proud of all that you had achieved. I remember in the months and the weeks leading up to his retirement when he was still in Durban, he was counting down. He was counting down those months and those weeks because his desire was to be in PE, to be closer to his children and to spend time with his children. Yes, he loved his children, but he adored his grandchildren. And to them, I want to say that in this world that we live in, there are many people who call themselves influencers. Yeah, there's lots of influencers in this world. But to these young people, to Harry Mama's grandchildren, I want to say, if you want to be a good human being, be influenced by the type of person that your grandfather was. To the rest of our family, to my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, the challenge now lies with us to build the type of relationships that Harry Mama had with each and every one of us. And as he then mentioned, today he'd be so proud that so many of us have come together to pay respects to his mortal remains. Harry Mama would have probably been about 16 when Frank Sinatra first sang the song, "I Did It My Way." And I'm sure that that particular song inspired the way that he lived his life. And for me, the closing lines of that song sum up the type of person he was. And it says, "For what is a man What has he got? If not himself, then he has naught. To say the things he truly feels and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and I did it my way.
Thank you, Akash. I think you just summed it all up. Dear family and friends, Himat did thank a number of our family and friends who made a difference and who were there for the family. But I think I'll be failing in my duty if I did not thank Hiten, Maheshni, and Himat. In Akash's words, Dad was proud of you all immensely. And we as the Ramsugit family want to thank you for being Dad's children. Thank you for everything you guys did for him over the years. To your spouse, Lizzie, Damien, thank you very much. You were the support structure to the rest, to the family. We are truly, truly indebted to you all. Right till the last moment, you kept us updated. You told us what was going on. You were always there, and we really, really appreciate it. To the grandchildren, Akash said Dad was prouder, which is so true. Thank you for all the love and affection, the joy. We looked at some of the pictures, and they were just full of smiles, Dad and all you guys. Thank you very much. To our family and friends, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for the support over the months, over the weeks for the family. And more so in the last 2 weeks, the calls, the messages, always inquiring, the hospital visits. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. To the management and officials, the funeral parlor, thank you very much to each one of you for your role in ensuring that today's proceedings is the way it is and in a very dignified manner. To all Harry's friends and work colleagues, past and present, for their messages, for the phone calls, and each one of you had such lovely things to say. Thank you very much. To our service providers, our bhajan group, for the soothing bhajans, to the caterers and everyone who was involved in today's planning and preparation, a big thank you from the Ramsugit family. To all our family, many of them who could not be present today, many reside in KwaZulu-Natal and in Gauteng and in Mpumalanga, Polokwane. They were unable to be here today, but they all send their love and support to the family, and we thank them immensely. We thank all our family and friends who have joined online. They could not be here today, but we know they are viewing online. And we know that your tears there is the same as the tears that we have here. We all are in this together, and as a family, we will get through this trying time. We will support each other, and we will be there. And to Hiten, Himat, Maheshni, always know we are there for you guys. We may not live in PE with you, but we are always there. And we are always still the family. I want to, at this point, a very, very special thank you. On behalf of the Ramsugit family, I want to express my absolute and deepest thanks and appreciation to Uncle Naveen and my Aunt Maya. Uncle Naveen, you are a remarkable human being. Very few can come close to what I have experienced over the last few weeks, I would say a few years. Uncle Naveen, thank you for embracing us and welcoming our family into your heart and into your home. And more so when my uncle was unwell and the passing away of my dear uncle. Uncle Naveen's home was opened as the family home to all of us who arrived from Johannesburg, KZN. That was the family home. You know, we say, which is the funeral home. It was Uncle Naveen and my Aunt Maya. Uncle Naveen and Maya Kaki, thank you so much. We were there last night, and you know, I remember when the funeral notice went up and it said, celebrating the life of Harichand Ramsugit. And if anything we did last night, we celebrated his life. We were together. We had this camaraderie. Yes, we mourned, we were sad, we cried. But we also spoke and rejoiced and shared memories. And it became such a bond and such a pleasant evening. And it was all through you, Uncle Naveen. And thank you for supporting my cousins. Over the years, you took them as your own children. And Maya, thank you so much. Thank you for always being there for the children, the grandchildren, and for us as the Ramsugit family. We are truly, truly indebted to you. And I want to reiterate, Uncle Naveen and Maya Kaki, you are remarkable, and we are blessed to have you. Thank you so, so very much. You made our pain so much lighter, and that is something we will never forget. To anybody and everybody who are here, if I've missed out anybody's name, if I failed to thank you, please accept our heartfelt thanks and appreciation. And to somebody who has contributed somewhere along the line to my uncle's life, thank you. Because if anything, if you were part of his life, you were there for a reason. Because he didn't take somebody into his heart and into his home if you were not special to him. Thank you very much. If I've omitted any name, please accept it as it was unintentional, but we as a family say thank you very much to each one of you. I will now like to invite Mr. Vinesh, and we are going to connect online with Pandiji as we do the concluding prayer. Then we would have a concluding bhajan, and thereafter I would like that you humbly remain seated. The body will be removed, and I will do a further announcement. Thank you very much for your patience thus far.
Namaste everybody. We'll cross live to Pandit Kamal Maharaj in Tonga, Durban. Whoever is going to do the final rites come through. Is your brother joining you? Namaste Panditji.
Namaste. Can we start the puja?
Yes, Panditji. You lead us there.
Nenam chindanti shastrani, nenam dati pavaka, na chenam kledyantyapo, na shoshati marutah. Om vasamsi jirnani yatavyaya. Om Avani kriyanani narupani tata sharirani vihaya jirnanyanyati sanyati navani dehi. Namaste.
Namaste.
I am about to start the actual final rite. It is important that we all know that when it is time a person will take the last breath and transmigrate to the next world. This is the inevitable law of nature. We pray that the Atma of Kailas Harichand Ramsugit is received by the gods and he attains the highest abode. We are going to be offering the pindals. Do you have the pindals ready?
No. Where's the flower pindas? Didn't bring it.
And who's conducting the puja?
Okay, Panditji, they didn't bring the pindas because we thought we'll be doing the havan tomorrow at the crematorium. But now that you're going to do the final rites, is there any other way that you're going to do it?
We can offer flower for the pinda. You were saying they were not doing any pujas earlier on for tomorrow because family members won't be around?
That's correct.
Yeah, then we have to do everything today while they are there.
All right, you may continue.
So we'll use flowers.
Okay.
Who's conducting the puja?
What is the name? The son, his name is Himat.
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 Okay.
Oh, am I doing the prayer? Okay.
Spell?
No, Hitain, Hithan.
It's H. It's Himat.
No, Hithan, Hitain.
Okay. Take some flowers in your hand. Om Madhyamukha Pretasya Pretatva Nivritva Tam Lokta Praptam Vedikam Karishe Karyakarta Namasya Iman Namasya. I take offer the flowers.
He's offering.
Flower, just take the next flower. This will be in place of the pinda. If you got full flowers, they preferably take the full flower. Join your palms and pray. Do you have kusha grass there, Bhaiya?
No, Panditji.
Okay, don't worry. Just take flowers, it's fine. Om Madhyamukha Kashyap Gotro Mukha Preta Kailas Om Harichand Ramsugit Nriti Sthani Shavani Mitao Brahmadevatao Va Eshate Pindo Maya Diyate Tapopadestatam. Place it into the coffin.
Place the flower in the coffin.
Second flower. Om Madhyamukha Kashyap Gotro Mukha Preta Kailas Om Ramsugita Deshe Panta Nimitao Vishnu Devatao Va Eshate Pindo Maya Diyate Tapopatistatam. Place it on the right hand side of the coffin. The third pinda flower. Om Madhyamukha Kashyap Gotro Mukha Kailas Harichand Ramsugit Preta Gqeberha Kechara Nimita Echate Pindo Maya Diyate Tapopatistatam. Blood into the coffin. We're now doing the fourth one. Flower. Om Madhyamukha Kashyap Gotro Mukha Preta Kailas Harichand Ramsugit Vishanto Bhutnamna Rudra Devatao Vaishate Pindo maya diyate tapopatistatam. Please stand. The fifth one. Om Adhyamukha Kashyap Gotromukha Preta Kailas Harichand Ramsugit Chitasthani Vayu Nimitao Yamma Devatao Va Eshate Pindo Maya Diyate Tapopatistatam. Okay, you got water. Nearby sprinkle some water around the casket, around the coffin. From where you're standing, just sprinkle 3 times. Om Adhyamukha Pretasva Kailas Harichan Ramsuri Pretatva Nivritva Uttam Lokta Praptam Havanam Karishe. Okay. Taking petals of flowers, each time I say Swaha, you offer the flower into the coffin. Are we ready?
1 second, Swami. Paniji, 1 second.
Okay. You got petals of flowers?
Yes.
Right, let's start offering. And if there's other siblings there, children they want to offer as well, they can come forward. All can do this together.
Please take out your shoes. Anybody?
Any daughters, sons, everyone that's there that want to be part of the offering. Once you're ready, you tell me.
Let them go around. You can go that side too. All of you together.
Are we ready?
1 second, Paniji. Is there anybody else that want to join in the family? Any other siblings? You are welcome to come through this way quickly. Please remove your shoe. Okay, Paniji, you may proceed.
Okay. Om Lomasya Swaha Idam Lo Mebhyo Namama Om Tvache Swaha Idam Tvache Namama Om Lohitaya Swaha Idam Lohitaya Namama Om Medobhya Swaha Idam Medobhya Namama Om Asebhya Swaha Idam Asebhya Namama Om Snayubhya Swaha Idam Snayubhya Namama Om Astibhya Swaha Idam Astibhya Namama Om Majjhabhya Swaha Idam Majjhabhya Namama Om Retase Swaha Idam Retase Namama Om. Okay. We're now going to continue with the Havan. So each time once again I say Swaha, all of you will offer, right? Om Lomesasya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Payabhya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Asaya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Prayasaya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Sanyasaya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Vihastaya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Udyasaya Swaha
Swaha.
Om Suchite Swaha
Swaha.
Om Suchate Swaha
Swaha.
Om Sochamanaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Shokaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Tapase Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Tapyate Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Taptamanaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Taptaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Dharmaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Nishkrite Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Prachiste Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Beshajaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Yamaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Antakaya Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Rityave Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Brahmane Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Matyaya Swaha. Om Vishwebhyo Devebhyo Swaha.
Swaha.
Om Dhya Prithivyaam Gvam Swaha.
Swaha.
Idam Dhyava Prithivyaam Na Mama. Now take a flower. This flower you will place in by the deceased right hand as a sadhaka, as a spiritual guide to accompany him as he crosses over, sending spiritual blessing from friends as he goes to the next world. Om Adhyamo Shabboka Kailas Harichand Ramsugit Prita Shavaste Sadhaka Nimitta Etadevata Vaishati Tindaste Mayadiyate Tattapo Paddatta left in the right hand.
Put the flowers in the right hand.
Right?
Okay.
Now you place flowers 6 times. Don't wait for me to say Swaha. You just offer the 6-time flowers in a coffin, right?
Repeat that, Paniji.
6 times you'll offer. Now what we're going to do, normally we light a stick, we take it around the casket 7 times. But do you have an agarbatti there?
Now, Paniji. Wait, just hang a sec.
Anything that you can...
Just hang a sec.
You can light. One camphor, you got a camphor or something?
No, there's no camphor here.
Nothing you can
Just
light.
1 second. Okay, then there's one in the car. We're going to get it, Paniji. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, but agarbatti is fine.
You didn't have the things in the list.
We were planning on doing the thing tomorrow.
The final rite was planned to be done tomorrow at the crematorium, but because of all the family being together, you said that you'll do all the final rites now.
Yeah, because tomorrow nobody will be there, so they're just doing cremation, you said.
They're going to be there. They're all going to be there. They are going to
The family says they will be there.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Just those that have come from far and wide will be returning. So what do you want to do that tomorrow, or you want to do it now?
No, then that you'll have to do tomorrow.
That's perfect.
Okay, now that's fine. Do whatever you have to do now, Paniji.
And we'll do the rest tomorrow.
Okay. Let's chant some mantras. Let's all of us chant the Ram mantra to pray that the Atma of our Bhai, the father, brother, family, friend of all, is received by Paramatma. Family and friends gain fortitude and courage during this time of bereavement. Om ya Atma Baladayasya विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देव यश्चायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः कस्मै देवा विशाभिधेम ॐ सूर्यं चक्षुर्गच्छतु वात्मात्मा ध्यायं च गच्छ पृथिवीं च धर्मणा आपो वा गच्छ यदि तत्र ते इमितो औषधीषु प्रतिष्ठा शरीरे ॐ देवताभ्यः पितृभ्यश्च महायोगिभ्यः च नमः स्वधाय स्वाहाय नित्यमेव नमो नमः ॐ अनाधिनि धनो देवशङ्खचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदो भव ॐ हरि ओम् ओम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम त्वमादिदेव पुरुष पुराणस्य त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परमं निधानं वितांसि वेद्यं च परनं च धाम त्वया दत्तं विश्वमनानन्तरूप वसांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि न जायते मृत्यते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूय अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे ॐ जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् परिहार्तेन त्वं शोचिसे त्वमहर्षि. Let's all chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Anadhini Dhano Devashanga Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamajjhati Purnasya Purnamadayi Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamajjhati Purnasya Purnamadayi Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti 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 Namo Namah. We'll continue the puja tomorrow. For now you can carry on with any formalities, but the puja we have completed, you must phone me when you have closed the casket and you got it ready for cremation for tomorrow. While everyone's finished the viewing.
Yes, ma'am. Has anybody not viewed yet? You can
Close
come.
family members can take flowers and offer it in a casket, roses or something as we chant the Ram mantra, and then you can close the casket. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sriman Mahavishnu Bhagavan ki Namo Namaha. Right, all of the flowers.
Now, just hang a sec, Panditji. It's a big crowd over here now.
No, I'm talking about this close family member. The rest would have already offered.
Okay, this is close family members over here. There's plus minus 20. Can all of you come around the box, please?
And offer the roses or what flower you have, you may offer that.
Okay,
All the others would have completed offering. They don't have to offer again.
okay. Okay, those are offering, please offer the flowers into the casket.
Om Hari Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Samgacchatsva Prithvi Abhi Sanyane Purtena Parame Vyomana Hitam Vyatyam Punah Teda Samgachasya Tanvasu Varchah Om Devatabhya Pitribhyascha Mahayogi Devacha Namah Swadhai Swahai Nityameva Namo Namah. If all finish viewing and you offered your flowers, you can close the casket. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamujjhati Purnasya Purnamadhai Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya. Om Shanti 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 Om.
Hold for me 2 seconds, Panditji. Okay. Has everybody offered the flowers?
Have you closed the casket?
We are about to close it now, Panditji.
Om Sarvesham Swastir
Close the casket.
Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Bhagavet. You can close the casket.
Casket is closed, Panditji.
Okay, you can, as according to the rules of that venue, and tomorrow we can continue with the please ask one of them explanation.
I'm losing you, Paniji. Say that again.
Om Shanti.
Okay, they're ready to move the coffin. Can we call the pallbearers there?
The pallbearers let us chant the Ram mantra. Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai.
Please stand up, everybody.
Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Have they taken the casket away?
Yes, they removed the casket from the chapel. It's almost outside the chapel.
You place it the way it needs to be kept for tomorrow.
Okay.
Namaste everyone, and you can continue with any other family formalities that you have. I will speak to you later.
Thank you, Panditji. Appreciate it.
Namaskar.
Talk to you tomorrow. Namaskar.
Thank you, dear family and friends. We now lovingly invite you to join us for tea and light refreshments. So, from the back row, if we can kindly proceed, and the tea has been set in a room that's on my right. Thank you very much.